everyone, what is going on? So we are using Gardevoir in this cup just to focus on it and see how it does. So let's see what my opponent has. He has Claydol, Frostlass, Poliwrath, Dusclops, Alolan, Marowak, and Steelix, and my team is Poliwrath, Gardevoir, Drifblim, Steelix, Alolan, Marowak, and Bronzong. And one thing you have to note about my Gardevoir is it only has 1349 CP. I did not power it up at this point, so obviously if yours is closer to 1500, you'll be doing more damage. You'll be taking less damage, you know, even if it's not by a whole lot, you'll definitely be doing better. But either way, Gardevoir does go ahead and knock out his Pokemon, so we're going to go ahead and get the Synchronize off. We do take his shield. I was kind of surprised that the shield came out, but that's okay. I'm glad to take the shield, plus we did almost half to that Claydol. Claydol is another Pokemon I am going to be using. It's really bulky, and I definitely want to try out Claydol, so we'll be using Claydol for a future video. But we have a Drifblim right now, and we're going to be able to knock out his Claydol, and then we'll have to wait to see what he decides to come in. We're looking pretty good at this point. He does bring in his Poliwrath. Again, pretty good for us. We do have to watch out for that Ice Punch, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Ominous Wind and hope to catch his last shield. Excuse me, we actually go for the Shadow Ball. I thought we went for the Ominous Wind. That's my bad, but he does block it. Perhaps we should have went for the Ominous Wind, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and switch into Poliwrath right now, and let's see what happens. He's going to go for his Power Up Punch, but at this point, even though he's up a little bit of energy, that's okay because we have a Pokemon in the back, so we're looking pretty good, looking to take out this Poliwrath. He gets another Power Up Punch off on us, but we're going to be able to take it. We have more health than he does, and we should be able to get to this Power Up Punch as we do, so we do go get to the Power Up Punch, and that is going to not knock it out, and then a bubble will finish it off. So we do go ahead and win this game. So Gardevoir is an interesting Pokemon. It is a Charm user, and you guys know that I do like Charm. The only thing is it is super squishy. That doesn't mean it's bad, but even if it goes up against the Poliwrath, as you will see in this video, it will generally win, but you're still taking a lot of damage because of Power Up Punch, and just the moves are just doing a lot of damage. You're boosting Poliwrath's attack, so perhaps not the best user. I think it's okay. I think it could definitely get the job done. It's not bad. It's not a bad Pokemon at all. But let's see what happens. We have a Poliwrath against his Pokemon. Gonna get off that Power Up Punch. Not doing a lot of damage, but we just wanted to boost the attack. He does get off his charge move. I do go and throw a shield up to block the Shadow Ball. That would have knocked us out, I believe. Pretty confident that would have knocked us out. So we're gonna go ahead and go for a Power Up Punch. Again, hitting the Excellent. The Excellent would have knocked him out. We had to finish him off with a bubble, but that's okay because we get to charge up extra energy. So I'm always all for that. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Power Up Punch, and we'll do quite a bit of damage to his Poliwrath. I do pull the switch just in time to catch the Power Up Punch from this Gardevoir. So Gardevoir will eat the Power Up Punch, not taking much from that. And then he'll pull the switch into Steelix, which is obviously not good for us. So I'm going to go ahead and block this Crunch. And Charm, even though it's resistant by Steelix, it's still doing a decent amount of damage. It's nothing crazy, but it's not bad. So we do take that Crunch, and we actually get off a Synchronize against his Steelix. Now, I do not have 2 charge moves on my Gardevoir, but I may consider purchasing one. But yeah, as you can see, Steelix does resist Gardevoir, but we're still doing a good amount of damage to it. So Gardevoir will fall to Steelix, that's okay. We're going to bring in Poliwrath to try and finish him off with Bubble, which we do. And then he brings in his Poliwrath. We have a Power Up Punch ready to go. So we do hit Power Up Punch and knock out Poliwrath, and we do go ahead and take that game as well. So it was a lot of fun using Gardevoir. I really enjoyed it. You do have to be careful with it because it could not do well depending on the matchups. But we're going to lead with Gardevoir again, and he actually leads with Poliwrath. So we do go ahead and catch this match. He will switch his Poliwrath because he doesn't want to take the Charm. So we're going to go ahead and pull the switch into Poliwrath. Definitely favorable for us. The only thing is I do have to watch out for that Earthquake. I do not shield this, and it is a crunch, so we're lucky that it wasn't an earthquake, even though we still would have survived it. You don't want to take that amount of damage. Gonna go ahead and go for the power punch. He will shield it, and we do get to another power punch, which is nice. So let's see what happens with this one. It does not knock it out, and he actually gets off another charge move. I do go ahead and block this. It does happen to be that earthquake, so it's good that I blocked it. We would have survived the crunch, but we still would have been low. That's why I decided to block it anyway. Even if it was a crunch, we would have been low. So he's going to bring in his own Poliwrath, so I switch into my Gardevoir, doing as much damage as I possibly could, and he switches into his Alolan Marowak. So definitely not a good matchup for us. I will go ahead and go for that Synchronoise, trying to get a lot of damage off, but he will shield that, of course. So even though this is not a positive matchup, we actually took that health down. So that was definitely not bad. You know, I'll take it. We'll bring in Drifblim right now. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. It is a Shadow Ball, so it's a good thing we shielded it. And I believe he gets to another one. Yes, he does. Now, I don't know if this is Shadow Ball or Bone Club. It is Shadow Ball, so he does get to another Shadow Ball. We actually don't survive that. I thought we would have survived it, but I guess not. But either way, we finish him off with Bubble, and now we have Poliwrath versus Poliwrath, and we have a Power Up Punch ready to go. Hitting them, and then we have back-to-back power-up punches. So after that Shadow Ball knocked out Drifblim, I thought he might have had this game, but because we had two power-up punches ready to go, we were able to actually finish him off, and we do go ahead and win that one. So that was a really good game. So we're going to go ahead and jump into another one, of course. And thanks a lot, Chicago Kev, for the battles. Always appreciated. It's always a pleasure battling you. So right now we are beginning with Steelix, and he does begin with Alolan Marowak. So this is actually favorable for us because we have Crunch, and we could take Bone Club as well as Shadow Ball. So he does go for the Bone Club. As you can see, it is super effective, but we're able to take it just fine. So Steelix will be going for a Crunch, and he will shield that up, so we do go ahead and take a shield from him, and then he'll pull the switch into his Claydol. And of course I was thinking of switching, I decided not to, so I do go for the Crunch, and let's see what happens. He does shield it, which I thought he did. Now I kind of make a mistake coming up. First I am going to go ahead and block this because I was thinking Earth Power, and as it is Earth Power. I do go for the Earthquake. I don't know why I did. I guess I thought it would have done more damage than it did. It didn't really do too much. I mean, it did okay, but a Crunch would have been better. But we do actually manage to get to another Crunch, and we're able to finish him off. But two Crunches would have knocked him out. So I should have went for the two Crunches, but that is okay. It happens. So he's going to bring in Poliwrath. I'm going to pull the switch into my Gardevoir, and he's going to get off a power-up punch. We do resist it, so the first power-up punch shouldn't do too much. As you can see, we take it just fine. He pulls the switch into Alolan Marowak, and yeah, definitely not favorable for us, so we're going to be hit with a move. I do decide to block this one, and it is a Shadow Ball. So I do get off the Synchronoise, and that's why I blocked it, because I knew I could get off the Synchronoise to do damage to that Marowak to actually knock it out. And then he brings in Poliwrath, and we're actually able to both go down at the same time. But because I had two Pokemon left, I do win that game. But if my Gardevoir was powered up higher, like closer to 1500, you know, obviously it would have survived and I wouldn't have went down. But either way, it doesn't matter because, you know, we still have Pokemon in the back. So the final match is a Drifblim versus a Claydol, and let's see what happens. That Claydol is just doing a lot of damage with Confusion, and he's really not taking that much. I do go ahead and go for one of my charge moves, and it is going to be that Ominous Wind. So hoping for the buff, not going to be the case, and we try to get to another one. We do get to it, so we're going to go for another Ominous Wind, and this should knock it out or take his shield. So we do take his shield. He is going to go for his charge move. I am going to throw up my shield because I knew I could feint him with fast moves. It is Earth Power. Probably would have knocked us out at that range. If not, Confusion definitely would have. So we do have a Shadow Ball and an Ominous Wind, and I believe I click on the Shadow Ball just because I wasn't sure if he would block. Yeah, I do click on the Shadow Ball, so hoping he wouldn't block this one, as he doesn't. So it doesn't knock out Marowak, but it does a lot of damage to it, so I'm definitely fine with that. I bring in my Poliwrath, and we will knock out Alolan Marowak, and then he brings in his Poliwrath. I switch into my Gardevoir, and Charm's just doing a lot of damage. He will hit us with a Power Up Punch, which is fine. We'll be able to take it. And, so Gardevoir does win this matchup, but you could see, just because of frail we are, we still take a good amount of damage. And that will be it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.